Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all well out there. Today we're going to get right to it, back in the conversation. And
Somebody call for the queen.
Our question out this book again to discuss and continue this on. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. For all the ones that are tuning in again, welcome back. Okay, there ain't too many more in that look in the mirror one that I want to discuss. They're kind of like more so just a way for a person to evaluate themselves. So we're going to go ahead and get into the relationship section from now on until we get into the next section after we get through these questions. I guess I'll just start at the first question, which says, what kind of people have you dated and why? Okay, so the kind of people that I have dated and why are, let's start in the beginning. I dated people that were ambitious. You know, like a lot of men have it where they come to the woman and they have bright ideas of things that they want to start up. Like it might be a business venture or it might be a new job they want to, and you know, depending on how much money they're making, maybe the woman might, you know, basically turn it down, like don't want the man to pursue that. Well, here I always came in and wanted to be that female that be like, yeah, I support you. You know, say they was like not working for a little bit because they wanted to start this new business. I would come in and I'm that type of person that like, you know, I'm working, so, you know, whatever you need, I got you. Like I remember my first boyfriend I had, when we was first talking and everything, he had a job and he was working and I was working, of course. You know me, I was working at Kroger's for so long. So, you know, people that work at Kroger's get paid every week and whatnot. So like, when we got to being together in a relationship, and that's when he decided that he wanted to have his own company with, you know, working on cars and, you know, basically somebody's garage where they was taking care of cars and everything. So he wasn't working a regular 9 to 5, but that's what he was wanting to do. And so, like, you know, whenever there was something that could occur, maybe a bill here or something like that, that was a personal one of his that I felt like, well, he felt like really needed to be taken care of so that other things wouldn't occur, you know, I had him. Like, I was that female. And so, leading on to after him, I just felt like I was always that female that wanted to be there for a guy. Like, whatever you need, I got you. And I don't know if I was always getting that in return. So then I kind of got to a point where when I started dating some of the guys I want was ones that was spoiling me. So I can say that I've had both. I've had the guys that I took care of. I had the guys that spoiled me. And I love it. The guys that spoiled me, of course. So I think no matter what my past has been and what kind of guys I was, because, you know, my present and on has always been more so, I want somebody that's on top of his stuff. Like, we're on eye level. Like, we got goals. We got things we're trying to take care of. We're both trying to exercise, eat healthy, you know, just be overall good people that have morals and stuff. Like, when I was younger, I had all that stuff occurring for myself. Like, I wanted to make sure that I was eating healthier, exercising, had principles and morals. But I don't think I was always trying to make sure that the man had it too. I don't think I was always worried about the man had good credit and all that stuff. Where now, listen, baby, I care about that stuff more now. So it is something that comes up in conversation, and vice versa. I've had, like, you know, a guy that, you know, asked me about my credit score and trying to work on me about my stuff. So like, that's the kind of men that I want to have going forward. And I've also dated guys where, you know, they held to like teach me some things. You know, I think now that I'm grown, that got to be more important to me. And I think ladies, like, you know, find you a good man that, like, you know, is willing to teach you even if he doesn't intentionally know he is. Like sometimes there's something about a man that just rubs off on you in a good way, and you know that's just comes from them having like good habits or good things that they do. Like I had a guy in my past that taught me discipline. Like he had to go in at like 6. I had to go in at work at 8, and we both was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, putting the same DVD in that we got from Walmart and doing yoga together. Like we FaceTiming each other while we got our TVs on doing the yoga, and we're like doing it together. Like disciplining each other to this, discipline ourselves each morning to get up together and do that. And then we was vlogging before we even knew what vlogging was. Like, of course, I might have knew what vlogging was, but at the time we were using an app and like doing it, like we really didn't even think of it being vlogging. But like every time we go on our dates and stuff, we was always like, you know, recording our times together, so we have like memories to look back at or whatever. And I just like learned that from him, that like, you know, a lot of things I always want to do in the moment, but sometimes you should capture that stuff so you can look back at it just on your bad days and be able to smile. And then I also had another guy that I dated, and I learned from him, like, you know, how nice it can be when you open up to the other person about certain things. And I think with a man, when he opens up, that's like the most sexiest thing for me, because a lot of men are so like closed because of like different things that they might have went through in their life, so they kind of are more guarded sometimes. Like they look at women as like, you know, I don't want to cuss on this channel, but you know, they don't look at women all the time in a positive manner unless they just got to that point where, you know, that's really their main. But you know, some men are kind of just like don't really know how to be open with a woman. So like if you got a man that does that or whatever that you're dating, like really, you know, appreciate that, because all the men you date ain't gonna be that way. So I think that that's pretty much like what I be wanting nowadays: a man with a good character and a man that can teach me something, you know. Even with the guy that I was talking about that I did yoga with, like I remember one time we went to a coffee shop and he sat with me and he showed me how he does it for his time management, because y'all, I'm horrible with time management. And I thought it was so dope that he sat with me at this coffee shop and wrote down like different things that I do in my week for a schedule, just like times and stuff, so like I can like plan like I'm doing the same thing at this time all the time, just to have a routine and get my time management together. Now it worked out a little bit during that relationship, and I was kind of getting it together with him. I've kind of slipped off since then, but it's just in the back of my mind knowing that when I really ever want to like concentrate on really having better time management, like he gave me some tips and showed me some things that worked for him. So, you know, I was young and dumb in my past younger days, but then as I got older, I really know like more what's the right men I want to have in my life, and they serve a purpose. Everybody's going to be in your life for a reason. Some are seasonal, some last more than seasonal. You know, one day I'm going to have my husband. So I keep that in the back of my mind, that like nobody is perfect, but it's all about, you know, dating with a purpose. That's what I can definitely say. I'm going to sum it up and basically title this whole video, Date with a Purpose, because dating just to be dating, you know, once you get past a certain age, it's just no reason to be doing it like that. Like, you need to really be able to choose wisely. Like, if you're gonna just be on your grind and really care less about who you're dating, then stay single. But if you care and you're dating because you want something out of it, I would suggest that you really know what you want, go after what you want. Sometimes when you're on the grind and you're doing stuff, you can just meet somebody like at an event that you're at, and it just comes and happens so genuinely because, you know, y'all both were on y'all's purpose and it was just meant to be. So that's what I want y'all to take from this. If you're going to be out dating, date with a purpose. I always feel like women and men too kind of always go after the looks, because, you know, that's the first thing you see, right? Is the looks. But it's so much deeper than that. Like, it's more so about person's character more than anything. Of course, we want somebody that makes us laugh as well, but that character is what you gotta look for. Like, you gotta look for, like, okay, you dating this guy, you're driving your whip, and y'all may go to the gas station. Is he getting out his car and pumping for you, or is he allowing you to pump for yourself? Like, you know, you want somebody that is considered about you being a female. It goes past the whole taking the chair out or scooting your chair in for you, holding the door, standing on the right side of the street, which is real important, ladies. But, you know, you just want to see what other things does he bring in that's showing you that he really understands that he's the masculine coming into a feminine type of situation. Y'all, I'm almost done, but this has been my lemon water. I love it. Little flavor to your water, right? So you can get through it. But so you date when you're young and you're trying to figure things out. And so a lot of your choices you make ain't always going to be the best ones. But the key to it is when you making mistakes with different ones you dated, don't allow that to keep occurring into your future ones. Always try to extract the best parts of your relationship because, you know, once we're done with somebody, we like to nitpick and we like to say whose fault it was and different things we didn't like about the person. But how many of us really reflect on the good that came out of it and seeing what you did wrong or learn from things that you could have changed in it to make so that you don't bring it into your next one? It's so much like baggage, you know, that keeps on continuing on to the next one because you really didn't like reflect on your last one and know that you played a role in it to be able to change it for your next relationship you have. Like, there's just so many dynamics to the whole dating. And like I said, I can't stress enough how much somebody's character is like the main thing that should be paid attention to. Like, you still want somebody in your life that looks nice and everything, don't get me wrong. But the character is going to be the one that you're building off of because that's something that doesn't change so frequent. You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much you get to a certain age and how a person wants to be as a man and a woman is kind of where they're at. Like, of course, your thoughts of how you want to portray yourself might change, but the character of who you really are deep down shouldn't really change as much. So that's kind of where you want to make sure that you look at with a person, like, just paying attention to, is the person you with leeching off of you, or are they really go-getters, or are they really trying to make something for themselves? Because when we get with people, it's either like that connection. I've seen the meme and it's so true. It's either connection with somebody or it's somebody that's taken away from you. Somebody that you're with could be moving a little faster pace than you, but you know, as long as they're moving though, as long as they're not staying stagnant, that's where you should be like, okay, cool. Like, you just watch their pattern, watch how they move and everything. Like, I can honestly say that my younger years were my better years as far as, like, you know, really going after something and no matter who I was talking with, just being focused. It's about what you bring to the table. You know, don't just look at it like, what can this person do for me? What are they doing? You know what I'm saying? That's important because that's who you about to bring into your life. But you need to know, like, what are you doing yourself before and present with them so that things still can flow, you know, better as well. So, I love to keep these at like maybe a 10-minute type situation because, you know, the only way that I really want to continue on is if people are commenting below and let me know, like, how they feel on the subjects as well. Like, I'm going to continue on each time in the video doing a question on my book, but I really want to be able to have these conversations with people. I remember, like, my show, Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union. The reason why I took to that show so much is because I felt like they was having those conversations. Like, she would be talking with men in her life, and they would have these intimate conversations over wine and everything. So, like, I just wish there was more of that, like, more than anything. Like, date nights where you playing games but having these conversations, or game nights where these conversations are taking place. You know, even the date nights with one-on-ones, like over your drink of choice and like by a fireplace or in somebody's, living room or dining room, and just like building, going off each other's energy and vibes and like your mental, your thoughts and everything. Everything don't always gotta be like, Netflix and chill or watching movies and stuff. Sometimes it's like these conversations need to come about because like even if it's somebody you just dating, they're gonna take something from that conversation that y'all had. Like they're not just gonna chill with you in the moment and then have that as a memory. No, like when y'all having these conversations, say they don't continue talking with you, but at least that conversation y'all had can make them shift how they think about something that dealing with, concerning with, the other person, relationships that they want to be in. And so maybe it can make a person like a better individual for who they really do end up, talking with. Like people wholehearted, savage out here, but maybe running into you and having these conversations could make them look like, okay, man, like there really is some women or some men out here that, have a little something to give somebody, and then makes them want to not always be so standoffish. Like know that they can like open up a little bit, let the other person know where they stand or what their thoughts are when it comes to the whole dynamic of a man and woman together. It's not always about what's in between your legs. Sometimes it's about touching somebody under the mind first so that y'all can see where y'all can go. I know I said I wanted this to be a 10-minute frame, but it's a little longer just because I got one more thing I really want to say to you guys. One of my previous relationships I had or whatever that, still is a trigger sometimes for me. The learning that I got from it was just that aspect of getting to know somebody mentally first before any of that occurs. That's the most beautiful thing that you can do. Like the circumstance made us do it that way, but just knowing that it could be done and that you can really like connect with somebody so wholeheartedly on so many levels before y'all even get to being intimate, which is intimate is not always sex. So now that I'm like older and learning that, it's like, man, you can really have those intimate moments with somebody without sex and it can be so bomb. For real, I think in a relationship, yes, that whole sexual intimacy has to be in place often, but that having the other side where you just connect and y'all just like be going off each other's energies and stuff, like that's another form that you just want to be able to have taken place with somebody else that you talking with. Like if y'all experience that or have, let me know, comment below. If y'all haven't, I'm telling y'all, once y'all do, y'all gonna be like, man, she was so right, like ain't nothing like it. So thank you guys for joining me. I just wanted to say a few things and continue the conversation from the book, because I told myself I was going to make it my duty, since I'm so into relationship talks, for me to make sure that I bring this book out and have these conversations with you guys. So until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. And, continue on loving yourself first, loving others, and continue to check in and have these conversations. Peace and love.